friends, and I know I had way too many problems. You're always coming up to me, I have nowhere else to be. You used to be my friend, but now you're just a goddamn junkie. But I have it, I know you need it, so I'll grab it. I don't know if I can take anymore. We'll wait and see the next drugs I store. Look at all the money for me it makes. I think I'll stick around till the medicine takes. I know I've been at this way too long. I know I don't know where it all went wrong. You're always coming up to me, I had nowhere else to be. You used to be my friend, now you're just a goddamn junkie. But I have it, I know you need it, so I'll grab it. Oh, I know I can't take anymore. The cops are beating down my door. Look at all the money for me it made. Guess it wasn't worth it all in trade.
All right. Well, thank you to Phil McMahon, our random act of art this morning. Let's hear it for him one more time, please. So, Phil is a very talented vocalist and musician. You can see he plays solo this Sunday at Starving Rooster, 11 to 2, and plays with his brother Jim as the McMahon Brothers this Thursday, coming Thursday, from 7 to 10, I believe. So if you want to see more of him, check him out there. But thanks, Phil, for bringing your art to the stage this morning. All right, good morning, everybody. How are y'all doing? Great. Happy 1 Million Cups Wednesday. My name is Tyler. I'm with CTB in town, formerly the Idea Center. I'll be your MC this morning. How many first-timers do we have here today? I think I saw quite a few new faces here. That's awesome. Great to have you guys here. Thank you. So one thing we always ask right away is that if you have a smartphone, and I'm guessing most of us do, we're all adults, but download the 1 Million Cups app on your phone. If you have the app already, please check in. This is a great tool for you to stay in the loop on what kind of 1 Million Cups events are coming up here in Bismarck and Mandan. It also gives us some nice data and metrics to see who's coming, who's going, what kind of numbers we're seeing, and how we can improve our program. So please do that. All right. What else? We have our sponsor slide coming up here. So here is our sponsors. Any representatives from these organizations in the room? A few, Evan and Janya, thank you, Gizmonics. All these organizations provide dollars to our 1 Million Cups chapter here, so we can buy coffee every week, pay for this wonderful facility. If you see any of them, please give them a big high five, and thank you for supporting 1 Million Cups in our community, okay? All right, so what is 1 Million Cups? Why do we do this? Why do we spend time on this? Why do we show up here every Wednesday morning? So 1 Million Cups is an event where we try to put an entrepreneur on stage every week, come up here, tell their story, talk about the opportunity they're pursuing, what's their vision for their business, where they'd like to see it go, what's their aspiration, and what their biggest challenges are with it. The idea is that we want to create a community, a network of people supportive of entrepreneurs, of risk takers, of makers in our community. So every week we show up here looking to help them refine their idea, ask them supportive, inquisitive, critical questions, and ultimately give them some connections, helping them build out their network and their ecosystem that will give them the best chance to succeed. So awesome group of people that we have showing up every week. If this is your first time here, we'd love to see you back, love to see you become part of our community. So thank you for being here. Usually we have somebody on social media. Unfortunately, our social media colleague Lakin is out of town this week. You can still use hashtag 1MCND to light up social media about our chapter, but we will not have 1MCND available during Q&A. So sorry about that this week. Okay, do we have any community announcements this week? Any events people would like to plug? Workshops, birthdays? All right, that's okay, that's okay. So in the absence of community announcements, we will be doing a little bit of a giveaway. We haven't done this in a long time, so we have these awesome 1 Million Cups to-go mugs up here. So if you would like one, what you have to do is come to the front of the stage here, tell us why you like coming to 1 Million Cups, what you like best about our 1 Million Cups community here, or if you don't want to do that, you could give a shout out to somebody in the room. So if somebody in the room has done you a particular solid lately and you want to give them a big thank you, you can grab one of these mugs, say thank you to them, and gift it to them. So now's the time to step up, gang.
My name's Kathy Popke. I was born in Bismarck. I've been gone for 38 years after I went to Mary College, and I come here every Wednesday now. I've got a 2-year sabbatical just to see what's next in life, and I want to see what North Dakota is all about. And this has been something that I never miss. I just love coming. And I will plug a community thing. The Gateway Science Center, one of the founders was my dad, and he passed away last month. That's another reason why I'm here. But anyway, they're having a free event, 1 to 4 for kids. So bring your kids, your grandkids, your nieces and nephews, and I'm going to volunteer for the first time.
I'm Carl. I'll be your mic runner today too, by the way, but I just wanted to grab one because I know she won't come up here and do it on her own. It was the first person that I met when I came here today, so I thank her for being here, and hopefully she'll come back more and more.
I figured this is a way to put your name out there, right? My name is Callie Thorne. I'm actually from Watford City. I drove up last night. I'm helping put on the Live to Lead event today, if some of you are going to that. We farm and ranch, actually full-time, and I've got 3 little kids, and I'm also a Mary Kay sales director, but recently we started up Prairie Rose Adventures, and so we've got different activities going on at our ranch. I always tell people, find the things you love and then find a way to get paid to do it as well. And so we've got that going on. And then I also recently started Pioneering Legacy. I am a John Maxwell certified team member, and so I get to help teach, coach, and train one-on-one or groups and individuals. So thank you guys for letting me come and join you today.
All right, well, thank you. All right, so without further ado, this year the city of Mandan put on their 2nd annual Mandan Business Pitch Competition. So they had their inaugural event last year. Business pitch competition, they ask new businesses in Mandan to apply to become a finalist for this pitch competition. They have to put together a business plan, a pitch that they did last night to a panel of experts and entrepreneurs in Mandan. We have 2 of the finalists for that competition here this morning to come tell us their story and kind of do a similar thing to what they did last night. So Kaylee, Kriege, and Tyler Helfirch are with us this morning. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce our first speaker. So, Invited Events and Rentals plans to offer special occasion decor and home furnishings for rent. In addition, Invited will offer decor consulting along with event setup and teardown. So please give a warm 1 million cups welcome to Kaylee Kriege.
Hi, I am Kaylee Kriege with Invited Events and Rentals. I'm happy to be here. I'll tell you my quick story, and this is how I came up with this business idea. My husband and I were married in November of 2017. We were married in Moorhead, Minnesota, and we had about 300 guests at our wedding. We spent a good chunk of our money on, or our wedding budget on decorations, about $5,000, so we learned decorations are expensive. We spent so much time setting up our reception hall. We spent almost all day Friday beforehand setting it all up, and then our friends and family spent a few hours after the wedding tearing it all down. My husband and I didn't help. We had other things we wanted to do, but thankfully, we have awesome friends and family and a big support system. And then afterwards, since we bought all of our decorations, we were stuck with them. So they're currently sitting in our basement, taking up a lot of space. So what is Invited Events and Rentals? We offer special occasion decor for rent, special occasions, weddings, bridal baby showers, corporate events, holiday parties. We offer styling. So styling is delivery, setup, and teardown of our decorations. And we offer consultation services for design and decorations. Why do customers come to Invited? They come to save money. So renting your decorations saves you a substantial amount of money as opposed to buying them. And the big one is it's convenience. So if you don't have to worry about setting these things up, tearing them down, you can actually enjoy, if it's your wedding, the biggest day of your life. You can talk to your friends and family, you can hang out, and you're not stuck with these decorations afterwards. And Invited is here to make your event stand out. So if you have been to a wedding in the last 5 years, you know bigger and better is what people are going for, thanks in big part to Pinterest. There's all these ideas out there, and the wedding market is exploding. So we are here to make your event unique, stand out, and memorable. So you might be thinking, prove to us you're good at this. This is an article, I know you can't read it word for word, but my husband and I were featured in Fargo Monthly magazine, the annual wedding edition. So this is the article. They were impressed with our design and how the wedding was put together, so we were featured in the magazine in 2018. How much do you charge? So I have 3 revenue streams: decor rental, consultation, and styling. So the decor rental, that of course depends on the size and scale of the event. On average, I'm predicting for weddings, brides will spend approximately $2,500 on decorations. Consultation is currently $100 an hour. And styling is 20% of your rental fee. So in this example, if the bride is spending $2,500 on their decorations, their styling fee is $500. How do you stand out? Based on the research I've done, there are very few businesses in the Bismarck-Mandan area that offer similar services. I can think of 2 in particular. One offers some very basic items, plain white linens, tables, and chairs. And I'm looking to provide basic items, but I'm also looking to provide those fun and unique items. And the other business I know of, they'll decorate for you. They have some fun pieces, but they only decorate if you're renting their space for your event. So the business model I'm looking at, I go to you, any venue in the Bismarck, Mandan, and surrounding communities area. What is your impact to Mandan or Bismarck, I should say? I'm looking to rent or purchase property for a storage unit and a showroom. So I have a mentor in Fargo. She runs Gathered boutique events and rentals, and it's doing really well. She's doing some awesome things. She currently has a space on the outskirts of Moorhead. Half of it is a space her customers can rent out to host their events. And the other half is a showroom, so she has all her decor items just on display, so her customers can come and walk through and see what she has available. And down the line, I would like to purchase a space where customers can hold their events. I think that's needed in this area. I do look to employ others. This mentor I have, Carrie, she currently employs 2 full-time employees and 15 part-time employees. I am looking to collaborate with other business owners who do special event type things, florists, photographers, caterers. And the other thing is anytime we bring people into the area, it's always good for business. I picture people doing dining, shopping while they're here. So this is my financial overview. I have been working with Tyler to put these numbers together. We are shooting for 41 or 42 events in 2020. With our estimates, we are expecting over $100,000 in sales. So we have a good outlook. And this does not apply today, but I am looking to build my inventory, and I'm looking to purchase RW Elephant. RW Elephant is the software that rental companies use to keep track of their inventory, like when things are going out and when things are coming back in. So that's what I have for you today. Thanks for listening.
Great, thank you, Kaylee. All right, our next speaker. So Cold Country Coffee offers coffee to blue-collar coffee drinkers. This was started as a hobby after getting tired of getting really bad coffee at work. Travis Helfirch started roasting on his own. He's launched Cold Country Coffee in 2017 and now offers 5 different signature roasts. So please welcome to our stage, Travis Helfirch.
Thanks, Tyler. Hello, my name is Travis Helfirch. Lived in Mandan my entire life. I've worked at a coal-fired power plant north of Mandan for about 10 years now. And like Tyler said, I've got working shift work, I got tired of drinking crappy coffee. So I went to Minneapolis and I took a commercial coffee roasting course and started hobby roasting in my garage, giving coffee to family and friends and coworkers. And after receiving overwhelming feedback, I thought of Cold Country Coffee Company. We make premium coffee for hardworking Americans that build, operate, and provide for so many others. It's the waking up early, it's the night shifts, it's the missed holidays and family events, it's drilling at negative 25 degrees and running heavy equipment in the dead of night when they'd rather be sleeping. They deserve nothing but the best because they are the best. The men and the women with coal dust on their faces, calluses on their hands, and true grit in their souls. This isn't just coffee for them, it's a homage for them. With that being said, our competitive advantage, we've been establishing a brand identity that provides an emotional attachment to our product. We also strive to keep a long-term customer experience and relationships with our stores and our consumers. We roast only premium fair trade coffee in small batches, and we currently have 5 roasts. Our light roast is the steam engine, which is from Colombia. The Boilermaker is our medium roast, which is a Central American blend. The Sportsman is our new roast. It's a medium dark. Lignite is our dark roast from Mexico. And Power Outage is our decaf. I always told myself I wasn't going to start roasting decaf coffee, but after getting a lot of requests for decaf, I started doing some digging. And a lot of people don't know most decaffeinated coffee is decaffeinated with chemicals. So I found this coffee, which is actually from Peru, and it's decaffeinated with a water process. So yeah, and we did a Facebook competition, and the winner was Power Outage. So we've been doing a lot of custom labeling for weddings, benefits, companies, organizations. It's a market that we definitely want to get farther into. I think the opportunities are there. Our team consists of myself and my wife, Lacey. Lacey also works full-time, but she takes care of the social media for Coal Country. And our friends and family. Our friends and family are the reason we are currently keeping up with the fast-growing demand. All the stores that we provide right now, we're in 15 stores. In each store, we co-market with each other. At the moment, I don't really see ourselves having a storefront. I would rather supply multiple stores and focus all our energy on expanding the brand across the state and in surrounding states. So with that, we've been keeping all our finances local, but we've been just getting into stores between here in Montana. Our online store has increasing momentum. This is the locations we've shipped to so far. And after we did our business pitch last night, I took 3rd place, so it kind of bummed me out a little bit. But this is kind of what drives me. And this morning I got a shipment from Florida, so now I'm back on track again. So in the future, we'd like to see some increases for our 12-ounce bags. We have everything lined up. We just need to increase our equipment and start working with distributors to get on track. In the last 18 months, Coal Country Coffee has grown tremendously, and I definitely look forward to our future adventures. Thanks for having me.
All right, well, thank you, Travis. Okay, we'll do a little question and answer now. If you have a question, Carl's running the mic today, so please raise your hand and he'll get a mic in your hand. I'll go ahead and get us started, gang. So being new and having new businesses and getting up in front of people is kind of scary. It takes some courage, takes some vulnerability. You've gone through this process of getting ready for this pitch challenge last night. What has been the kind of the most valuable lesson learned or most valuable connection that you've gotten from this process?
Probably the most valuable is probably the financial plan, just to plan it out. You know, it started off as a hobby for me, so I was just roasting coffee and selling it as I roasted it, you know. It wasn't up till about 6 months ago we decided to really see it through and, you know, let it take off. The financial planning part is definitely a huge factor, so I would say that, yeah.
I agree. I think like meeting with Tyler and putting together a more specific plan has been helpful. And then last night after the event, just talking to people in the community and getting their encouragement and them telling me like, you should pursue this, you really should pursue this. I had this guy from the Bismarck Tribune say like, I really hope you put this business together because I've decorated a few weddings, and he said if I never have to do it again, I'll be a happy man. And so that was encouraging to hear.
Cool. And question specifically for you, Kaylee. You're kind of in this unique space where because you're marketing to these kind of once-in-a-lifetime events. There's definitely a premium you can charge, but also you're a cost saving, so you're a low-cost differentiator as well. You're saving them money on their event while charging a premium. How do you intend to work that balance, or thinking about your pricing, what are you seeing out there? What have you learned from your mentor on how do you kind
Sure.
of leverage both of those?
Well, one feedback I got from someone last night was just doing more research for the Bismarck-Mandan area. I moved here 2 years ago, so I'm still getting to know the area, and I think the numbers I pulled were more the Fargo-Moorhead area, and whether those are different from here or similar, I guess I need to do more research. But I do think, like, people are always saying, like, when I was getting married, people are always saying, like, you know, hopefully this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. You're not getting married more than once or twice. But people are willing to pay. It's their once-in-a-lifetime event. It's a big deal. So that's, like, I guess works to my advantage. And then when you're offering them, you're saving money, that's also works to my advantage. And, you know, what the pricing looks like, you know, we still need to do more research on that, but I think we can actually price things higher, which will benefit the business. But the customer feels like they're getting a deal too, and they are, so.
Absolutely. I know just storing wedding decorations too. I think I've married in 2004. I've moved 4 or 5 times since then. I've moved wedding decorations 5 times without taking them out of the boxes in 15 years. So
Yeah.
I think that's a value too, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. Travis, for you, your branding and the way when you're talking about true grit in their souls and calluses. Actually, when you said that, I looked at my hands. I'm like, God, do I have enough calluses to even drink this coffee? I
Start rubbing it
don't know. I sit in front of the computer most of the day. I'm on the phone, so I don't. So you have this, I think, an incredible brand built around Cold Country. It's very niche. I love that you know exactly who you're after. How do you think about really targeting that customer and I guess staying true to that? I'm sure there's pressure to expand beyond that, but how do you balance that out?
Yeah, with, you know, we like to get into all their markets also, like the Sportsman is focused towards hunting and stuff like that. But realistically, it is targeted towards them people, those guys out there, and men and women, but we see the families buying it too, you know, the mothers, the daughters, the cousins, grandparents, they all buy it, you know. So I think everybody can tie themselves to that industry.
Cool. Question up front here.
I'm going to cheat and ask one to each of you, but they're different questions. Your question.
Okay.
Travis, for you, this thing is really, it really seems like it is really taking off. And I agree, I actually felt to see if I had calluses. I don't, so I'm working on it. For you, is this something that you could see, and I don't have spies in the room, someday, is your end game to this be your full-time
Absolutely.
job? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Right when I first started, it wasn't, you know, it was just a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't up till about 6-7 months ago when we started seeing the potential of the growth, and I wasn't keeping up, you know, with everything, and I was having to bring family members in to help me out and bail me out. That I decided, yeah, we're gonna see this through, and we'll see how far we get.
Awesome. Well, there's nothing like seeing somebody wearing your brand, right? And for you, young lady, it sounds like you haven't completely decided you're going to go for it. What would it take? What do you need a sign from above? Do you need some stars to align, or what's it going to take for you to kind of make that go no go decision?
That's a good question. I feel like making those connections in the Bismarck-Mandan area would give me the confidence to go for it. I'm currently a speech therapist in Bismarck Public Schools, so that's what I do Monday through Friday. And, you know, lots of events are on our nights and weekends, so that's like, and lots of weddings in the summer, which I don't currently work in the summer, so that provides me time to work on this. But yeah, I think just developing those relationships and hearing from people like, you can do this, is what'll push me to do it.
You can do this.
Thank you.
Money is always a thing when you're starting a new business or growing a business. So I think it sounds like you've surrounded yourself with some good mentors. Certainly CTB is a good place to help you walk through some of that. And you both have some capital needs, whether it be inventory, which I don't think is going to be inexpensive. You know, you're going to be
Right.
essentially buying for a big number of weddings, not just one.
Right.
And then also, you talked a little bit, Travis, about equipment. So just from where you're at right now, I know you probably don't have crystal balls, but how are you looking to tackle kind of the capital piece of your next step?
My turn. That's a good question too. Personal investment and looking at other groups that support small businesses. I think there's a lot of opportunities out there, especially for women in business. I think that will be one of my biggest challenges, you know, as I'm like thinking about this business and trying to troubleshoot. I think I want to provide unique items. I want to provide items that are trendy, but I can't be buying new for every event. So I think that'll be the challenge of finding the balance between classic and new. The other piece is I think if people are presented with the idea of, or the opportunity to rent rather than purchase themselves, they might be a little more willing to make some concessions on what exactly they want. They might be willing to look at what I have available and go with that, if that makes sense. Yeah.
I have a closet full of stuff for you, Kaylee. You can have it.
Perfect.
For us, the last year and a half, I've been roasting out of my garage, and I haven't been relying on the money because I have my full-time job. So I haven't been paying myself. We've been putting everything back into the company. So as far as having the initial or the investment to get the bigger equipment, we're almost there. So.
And oftentimes when we work with, it's a really good question for every entrepreneur, Evan, is do you build this out piecemeal, one account at a time, one project at a time, or do you say, all right, 5 years from now, if this business is everything I want it to be, it's meeting every aspiration I have for it, what does that look like, and let's go right to that. And that really has a lot to do with how good your network is, how many connections you have, and can you build this out account at a time or project at a time, and really how tolerant are you of risk? Because if you're going after that 5-year goal, that big picture, that big vision for the business, which is awesome, it's scary, and you're going to need some capital investment to do that. So you likely have to take on some debt or find some investors. But that's something we've talked through quite a bit. But question back here.
I actually have a couple comments and questions for both of you. So Tyler had just mentioned the networking part of it. Obviously, both of you have full-time jobs, but for Kaylee in the summer, and obviously when you're on shift work, Travis. But this kind of organization with 1 million cups, I can't present it more in the fact that the networking is key to both of the businesses growing, obviously connecting. But for you, Kaylee, you had commented that you're doing other events as well. The other area as having a junior in high school and looking to senior, like graduation parties and things.
Sure.
Pinterest has blown that up as well. Have you
Yeah.
thought about that?
I haven't thought specifically about graduation parties, but I think that's perfect.
Especially the girl parties.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pinterest is the reason for a lot of, or social media
Yeah.
in general is the reason like nothing is done small anymore.
It's
And-
the peer pressure to be bigger and better.
Right, and I'm here to capitalize on that.
Very good. As far as Tyler having enough calluses, I love Travis's coffee. I went back to my old stuff because I ran
That's
out.
good.
I'm like, why does this taste like crap? And it was because it wasn't Cool Country. So
Thank you.
And your logo is fabulous.
Awesome.
I agree. I will plug Travis's coffee as well. It's very, very good. It's not just a good brand, but so Kaylee, you mentioned you have a mentor, which is fantastic. How did that relationship come about, or how did you know to seek out that you needed a mentor in this space, and kind of what's
Sure.
been some of the fruit of that relationship?
So when I had this idea, one of my best friends had said, well, you should look to see if there are similar businesses that exist. So I like started looking online and found this business in Fargo, and I just reached out to her over email, and she got back to me, and she was super nice and super willing to share her wealth of knowledge with me. So I met with her in September, and got to see her space and talked with her for about 3 hours, and she just shared so much stuff with me, and we've stayed connected over email. So yeah.
Question on the side over there.
So as a judge from last night, I'm not going to ask you any more questions.
Sounds good.
But I just want you both to know, after looking through your business summaries, you both have very viable businesses. Don't take the fact that you didn't win last night to heart, Travis.
That's all right.
Yes. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people win competitions in this space and don't do anything, and the people who aspire to do better will do better. I always think about the commercial back in the 80s. I think it was Avis that says, we're number 2 and we work harder or something like that. I think that really applies to you. And the competition was significantly closer than you realize. So you both have great business plans, and I think I encourage both of you to
Appreciate that.
grow.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
Thank you, Marlo.
I want to know where locally you can buy the coffee.
On our website, we have a Where to Buy tab, and we're constantly updating that and getting into different stores in the town. So.
And we're adding Travis as one of our 1 Million Cups coffee providers next year. So probably first quarter next year, you can get it here every Wednesday. So, I guess we talked about Kaylee, you having a mentor. Travis, how about you? Do you have somebody related to coal country or just in general who you would consider a mentor, or I can connect you with one if you want to?
No, not necessarily like a one person in particular. Just kind of, no, not really no mentor. My father, I guess. He's definitely been strong and sees things through whenever he's got his mind on something. So, and he's been a huge help roasting coffee, and he's getting there. He's screwed up a few times, but it's not cheap.
That's part of the art. That's part of the art of coffee making, right? So that's another good question. Is as you built this from a hobby to now you're in, 15 different states, and you've had to scale your production. How have you kind of had to transition this from a hobby and an art to more of a production science? And how is that? I'm sure that's always a work in progress, but what have you learned in that space?
So I'm constantly learning. Yeah, it's still a huge learning curve. I'm still trying to balance out my career at the plant and seeing how much I can do, and I would like to bring on some employees to help supply that, and I'd like to hire somebody just for marketing, definitely to reach out. There's a lot of people look at coal country and they're blinded by North Dakota, and they think that the rest of the country, there's, they don't have power or something, I don't know, but there's a lot of other states that have that industry, and there's a lot of other states that have boiler makers, iron workers, every state can be tied to that, so rural America and blue collar workers.
Question in the front here.
Yeah, I have a question for Kaylee. Since weddings and events are usually seasonal, do you have a plan to offset the down cash flow? Do you have creative ideas to
Sure.
bring up that dead season of events? I know there would still be the little things like baby showers and stuff, but do you intend on always keeping the school job? Or do you intend on?
I think ideally, I would love to work part-time as a speech therapist and more than part-time doing weddings and events, which is a real possibility. And I know I talked a lot about weddings, but there are so many other events that aren't weddings. Especially when we think of businesses like hosting dinners, hosting banquets, hosting whatever their corporate event is. So yeah, definitely in the off season, I'll have to focus on things other than weddings. But from what I've seen, having friends get married too, it seems like the trend seems to be shifting from summer weddings to fall and winter weddings, which I'm not sure why, but I'm happy to see it. It's it's fun to go to the lake in the summer rather than go to weddings sometimes. So it's fun that that's shifting.
Okay, question for you in how you kind of build out your brand and the aesthetic of what an invited event looks like. Do you intend to have a certain aesthetic that is Invited's brand, or is it more you're looking to craft an experience through the lens of your client? Have you?
That's a good question too. I prefer to go through my lens, and I say that because from experience and talking to people, a lot of people don't know what they like. They might have a general idea of what they want, but they really need to be pushed in a certain direction. And once I can present them with something, they say, oh yeah, I really like that, but I never would have thought of that on my own. So that's kind of my goal.
That'd be very much the space that I'm in. That I see it and I like it, but I have no idea how you put it together. So
Yeah.
Good. Question from Dave there.
Kaylee, I was thinking about what a lot of people have added to, looking at the wedding and how much money they spend. Now, Tyler mentioned about how many times he's moved some of his decorations from one spot to the other. Why couldn't you find out if you could buy some of the partner with maybe somebody that just had a wedding and they don't know what they're going to do with the stuff, and saying,
Yeah.
Maybe I can put it into my inventory rather than you buying new. You buy somebody else's, if it fits what you're looking at. And I think that, it would take a little burden off of them.
Yeah.
Maybe recap some of the money and you could get it a lot more reasonable. So
Right,
just,
yeah.
just my thought.
That is
there.
definitely something I'm shooting to do.
And then in regard.
So we often talk about entrepreneurs or anybody trying to do anything. It's really important for you to know what you're good at and where you can spend the most time in your high value activities. Equally important is what you're not so good at, right? So I know both your spouses help you and help fill in some of your gaps, and it seems like each of you have some nice complementary skills between you and your spouse, which is awesome. What gaps do you still see that you have to really push this forward and build this to the next iteration of your business?
Well, I recently got Facebook for the first time, and like a year ago was the first time I ever had it. When we were putting together the Facebook page for the business, my wife's like, you need Facebook. So I would say the social media part I'm struggling with, but she's definitely picking it up. She's doing a hell of a job with it, taking care of everything. But I'm still struggling. I'm learning, I like to just post a photo and no caption, and now you got to hashtag 100 different things to get it out there. So my creative side for hashtags are still need a lot of work. So.
How about you, Kaylee? So.
Okay. That's a good question too. I have just plain old work to do in order to build this business. It's still in the idea phase. So I'm still learning lots of my blind spots, and but I don't have much of an inventory right now. So someone asked me last night, I haven't found your business on Instagram. I'm like, well, that's because there is no Instagram page. Because at this point, I don't have anything to put on there, so I need to build it.
Yeah, you're still very much in the conceptual phase.
Yeah.
That's great. Evan.
A couple of comments for Travis. I don't know if you're familiar, and this is a company that has a lot of presence on Facebook called Black Rifle Coffee Company out of
absolutely.
Utah. I think they've done a really good job of targeting veteran military sort of market. And I think your market's actually bigger. I mean, I think you could probably benchmark, look at what they're doing. The fact that they've come across my feed quite often, I'm not sure if that's because they're advertising or it's because of some of the friends I have or whatever, but take a good hard look at them because I think they've done a nice job.
Yeah.
I think you could probably do all they're doing and more.
I appreciate that. Yeah, so I met Black Rifle. That was kind of one of the stepping stones for me getting where I'm at. While hobby roasting, I was down at the Sturgis motorcycle rally, and they were down there. So I kind of made friends with a few of them. We hung out for a few days, and that was kind of the kickoff to. The veteran market is an unbelievable market, and they're doing a hell of a job. They have good coffee. A lot of their coffee comes from similar places that I get my coffee from. So yeah, hats off to them. But I think you're right. I think the market is, huge, but I just need to grab it.
Look at Facebook ads too. We've had good and bad experiences there, but that can be some investment.
Okay.
Evan's recommending looking at Facebook ads and doing those push ads out there. Black Rifle, if you follow their social media, they just blow stuff up. Almost every one of their advertisements has something blowing up, and they're expanding their market by just being the loudest in the room. But question there.
Hi, yeah, I'm in the wedding industry as well, so I just wanted to give you a couple tips, but then also see if maybe you have an answer for my question too. I do think that there is a lot more people doing what you are looking at doing than you think there is.
Okay.
And I think that just shows that a lot of them don't advertise that well.
Sure.
So if you're looking to see what your comparatives are, I would start with, there's 2 bridal shows in Bismarck. They're gonna both have a list of vendors, so there's decorators that both go to those. I know Gathered does a really great job in Fargo of having her niche. I think Travis is a good example of that in a completely different industry. Picking that niche, Gathered has a lot more furniture rentals, that sort of thing, than a lot of the other decorators in Fargo have. So I guess picking your niche, or if you already have it, what is it? Because I think there's a lot of decorators that, like you said, try to span that perspective of everything.
Sure.
And I think that the big lesson in the wedding industry is that not every customer is your customer. There's a lot of girls out there that do what you did, buy their decorations, sell them on Bizman. Buying them on Bizman is a great thing. Buying them from, there's decoration garage sales that other vendors host that you can pick up a lot of great products at, but finding that niche and who your ideal customer is, who your ideal bride is, I think is super important.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's really good feedback. All right, well, we ask the same last question every week. I'll hand it off to Carl to ask that this week.
What can the 1 Million Cups community do for each of you?
I would say just we're still working on spreading the word, getting the name out there. Where I'm at and I'm thinking everybody knows about Coal Country, but it's amazing how many people don't know about Coal Country. So we're still just working on getting the word spread and getting some followers on social media and just kind of building that foundation around the company.
Yeah, and I think just making those connections, like you asked, what's it gonna take to really do this? Establishing those connections, helping me get my name out there, helping me meet people who are doing similar things or who I might work with, so that type of thing. Networking, I guess.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for giving us some time this morning, get on stage telling your story. Let's hear it for Travis and Kaylee. All right, well, next week is our last 1 Million Cups of 2019. So we'll have a little meta 1 Million Cups. I think Kate and I will be getting on stage and telling some of our favorite stories from the past year. We will have one special guest speaker, so I'm not going to say who that is. You got to be here to figure it out and see who it is. But yeah, so please, next week will be our last one of the year. If you or anyone you know is interested in presenting, go to 1millionccups.com/present to apply, and we're looking to fill our pipeline for 2020. So thank you so much for being here, and have a great rest of the week.